Ross Atkins joins us on the Tuesday program. Ross, good morning. Congratulations on a great year, all things considered, in Toronto. How are you today?
Doing all right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Good to have you on the program. And there's so much to get into this with you in terms of the direction of the team. But I want to start with a rewind in part of last year and looking forward to next year. Are you guys going to play in Buffalo again, or is Toronto going to let you come home? Where are you going to play your games?
Yeah, I tell you what, the great thing about it, what we learned, I think, you guys know this well, elite performers, professional athletes, there's a couple things they want. They need the resources to prepare, to compete, and then to recover and get up and do it again. And they want the chance to be in a winning environment and less focus on where they're actually doing it. But man, would we look forward to the day that we bring this young group, this young, very talented group back to the city of Toronto and the country of Canada. Couldn't be more excited about that day, and we know it's ahead of us.
Hey, Ross, real quick, too, that ballpark in Buffalo, before we move on to the next subject, it looked spectacular. I never got a chance to get there, obviously, with COVID and everything, but how quick they put that together, and it really looked like it was a big-time stadium. What all did they do? What adjustments did they make?
Yeah, it was a lot of people that just got together and, in a short period of time, from the support from Major League Baseball, the support obviously internally, the Buffalo Bisons, the several municipalities, just a lot of people pulling in the same direction with a lot of input from our players, from all of our staff. Again, to get back to what I mentioned, just to make sure they had what they needed to compete, to get ready every day and to recover. There was so much speculation from our players, and rightfully so, on what that was going to actually look and feel and be like for them. And, so many people just did a great job to make sure they had what they needed and create a good environment for them to feel good about going out on a daily basis. And I think the biggest things were learning from other places that had already made transitions and thinking about how we use the entire footprint of the stadium to maximize their daily routines, maximize their daily existence as it related to social distancing, or just something as simple as getting their workout in, or how they would come in off the field to either in a game or prior to a game, how they were going out into the field, how they accessed the bullpen, how they accessed things they might need during the game in the clubhouse. So,
that's a lot.
Things are happening after the game. So we spent a lot of time and energy on it, but felt good about the result.
Well, hopefully we don't have to go through that next year. You never know, though. We may end up in the situation for a little while. But, Matt, let's turn the page.
Yeah, let's hit you on your roster, Ross, because, man, there's so much to get into here. First of all, I got to ask you about Captain Kirk. I mean, he's everybody's favorite player now because the guy mashes. We understand he's a really good kid, and he does not look the part. Tell us something that we might not know about Alejandro Kirk.
He's exceptional. He's a lot of fun. He's probably you could see it play out, but what you might not know is just how smart he is. Obviously, it's easy to see the slow heartbeat and just how he let things come to him as a catcher, as a hitter. Had some really big at bats for us, but the way he slowed things down. I mean, you have to be exceptionally smart to be able to handle the demands of a catcher in today's game.
You guys have done a great job of really putting together this club, all the prospects starting to come together. Where are we in the rebuild process? So you guys feel like you're there now, or do you still feel like you got another year of development coming?
Harold, it's so hard to put timelines on this. We feel like we're in good shape, and we're going to add to this team this year, and hopefully this is just another step in the process. Last year we were relatively aggressive in the offseason, especially with the acquisition of Hyun-Chin Ryu, who's been incredible. And we're looking to take another step this offseason and hopefully be in position to do so at the deadline, and then hopefully in very good position coming into next offseason. But, not going to limit these guys by any means. So we'll see what we can do this offseason. And the great thing about being young is just the learning curve and how much better we know these players are going to get just this offseason and in next spring training and coming into next year.
Ross, we've seen some images of Vlad Guerrero Jr. this offseason, and he is leaning up, man. So questions about him are this. Is he on the same program Sean Casey is? Because your boy is also shedding weight at a rapid pace. And which corner do we see Vlad settling in at in 2020?
Yeah, I mean, so back to Case. Where is he today? Is he nearby?
He's on the Peloton. He's on the Peloton someplace.
He looks good.
Yeah,
the frosty gray, the new suits.
I heard Case say he said he was eating clean. I said, what? What are you talking about, eating clean? So
he had a kale salad the other day, man. You wouldn't believe it.
Vladdy's he's been awesome. He's working his tail off, and we'll see. It's interesting talking to coaches and players that were with him in the minor leagues, the conviction they have in his ability at third. Obviously, our scouting department, we've been able to see him play there, and he has the hands and the arm. And like Mike Lowell will tell you, Harold, man, like if you have hands and the arm and your feet work, you can do it. It's just a matter of reps and being in the right position and his body being in the best possible position. But he's missed time, so we can't commit third base to him, and we have to be open about first and that development. But we'll use every day this offseason to evaluate that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, was there a conversation? Clearly, he got a little overweight and out of shape during this season, and that's why he's on this regimen to get back to where he knew he needed to get to. Did you guys have a conversation with him, or was this I'm going to go back and do this?
Well, I mean, he's 20, and he's been with us since he was 16. Well, he's 21 now, but it's multiple conversations. It's not there's not a light switch for player development, and I think sometimes there is a dimmer, and you start to see the transition, and you start to see the growth and the maturity, and he's so young. So multiple conversations, and not just focused on weight, but just focused on maximizing his ability and maximizing his athleticism. He's so electric, his bat speed, the bat to ball, his approach, his passion for playing, and his passion for competing, that his body's in the right position. He could be one of the best players in the game.
No, that's such a great point you make. It's multiple conversations. You've had him since he's 16. That's amazing. Now, I want to talk to you about another youngster. At least Matt does. He's been talking about this guy all morning long. They got to go get this guy. Go ahead, Matt.
Speaking of conversations, and I am hardly the only person suggesting the wonderful fit for Francisco Lindor as a Toronto Blue Jay for the rest of his career. He's clearing his throat for this one.
He got you drinking water on that one.
Because it's out there that it would be a great fit. Certainly there's no lack of familiarity between you and the folks in Cleveland. We know that line can be connected. So tell us about any thoughts. And I know you're not going to give up any company secrets, but when someone says the Jays would love to have Francisco Lindor, what does Ross Atkins say?
Well, the first thing I say is he's a Cleveland Indian,
I knew that was coming.
have to be respectful and thoughtful of that. But I mean, obviously, Frankie's a great player. There's not a team in baseball that wouldn't be thinking about how he could complement them. So, listen, I think what I'm going to do is just step out of the way and let you guys make some deals for us right now.
Okay.
All right.
We think the world of that organization, think the world of Frankie, and we do have some history with him.
Yeah, for sure. And there were some pretty good suggestions made on MLB.com and in other places about what a compensation package would look like. And I just want to say that when it happens, I want to be the guy that was in the front of saying, yeah, that was the fit that made the most sense. I'm not going to take ownership of anything, but I think it makes sense. And we understand that you have to play it a little bit coy at this hour, too.
Hey, Ross, last thing. The challenges of playing and putting together a team in another country, and particularly in this pandemic, how challenging is that?
You know what is there's pros and cons to everything. Everybody has their challenges. We have learned over the years that there's some uncertainty and unknowns about crossing a border, and especially during a pandemic when obviously last year we weren't able to bring our team and bring our families to this country. So that creates more uncertainty. But it's been really encouraging to talk to free agents, to talk to other agents' representation, and hear them focused on our team and focused on our future. Very little discussion about where we're going to be playing, and that should be, if in doubt, for a short period of time. So there's so many huge pluses about playing in this city and playing in this country, one of the best markets in baseball, and we want to make it one of the best places to play in baseball. So it's exciting thinking about bringing a championship back to this country, and it's a great place to be, great place to have a baseball team.
Hey, Ross, we appreciate the visit today, man. Again, we all tip our caps to the job that you do and your staff does with the Blue Jays. Great work, and have a happy holiday season. We'll check in with you down the road.